friends, how are you all? Today we can watch a beautiful story. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe our channel. Thank you. I am telling a small story. I think you can understand my pronunciation and all. Thank you. A businessman was late for his flight. He reached the boarding gate just before it closed. Sweating and out of breath, he scanned his boarding pass at the counter and quickly made his way to the plane. Arriving at his seat, he greeted his companions, a middle aged woman sitting at the window and the little girl sitting on the aisle seat. After stowing his bag above, he took his place between them. After the flight took off, he began a conversation with the little girl. She appeared to be about the same age as his daughter and was busy with her coloring book. He asked her a few usual questions, such as her age, her age, her hobbies, cartoons and drawings, as well as her favorite animal. Horses are pretty, but she just loved cats. He found it strange that such a young girl would be traveling alone, but he kept his thoughts to himself and decided to keep an eye on her, make sure she was okay. About an hour into the flight, the plane suddenly began experiencing extreme turbulence. The pilot came over the PA system and told everyone to fasten their seat belts and remain calm as they had encountered rough weather. Several times over the next half hour, the plane made drastic dips and turns, shaking all the while. Some people began crying, and many, like the woman in the window seating, were praying intensely. The man was sweating and clenching his seat as as he could and exclaimed, "Oh my God!" with each increasingly violent shake of the plane. Meanwhile, the little girl was sitting quietly beside him in her seat. Her coloring book and crayons were put away neatly in the seat pocket in front of her, and her hands were calmly resting on her legs. Incredibly, she didn't seem worried at all. Then, just as suddenly as had begun, the turbulence ended. The pilot came on a few minutes later to apologize for the bumpy ride and to announce that they would be landing soon. As the plane began its descent, the man said to the little girl, "You are just a little girl, but I have never met a brave person in all my life. Tell me, dear, how is it that you remained so calm while all of us adults were so afraid?" Looking him in the eyes, she said, "My father is the pilot and he is taking me home." Interpretation of the story. If we recognize the power of faith, we won't look for miracles. May this beautiful story inspire us and brighten our path. When dad is with you, you don't need miracles. Our parents are the biggest miracle of our life. Thank you, friends.